Alright guys, so I want to quickly talk about two things where my opinion doesn't really matter, but some of you have been asking and I just wanted to give my opinion. The first of which is MotorTrend's Driver's Car of the Year. They do this every single year and I always look forward to watching it. And this year the Golf R is actually in the lineup. Now I definitely have to give a spoiler alert because I get MotorTrend magazine and the video isn't out yet. So if you're one of those people who likes to watch the video to find out who the winner is, by all means stop this video and don't continue any further because there's going to be some spoilers. So first of all, the Golf R came in 9th place out of 10 cars that were there. And in my opinion, they actually came in last place because the Chevy Corvette that was also part of the lineup ended up being in last place because it couldn't even finish the test. So granted, I totally believe if it could have finished the test, it certainly would have beaten the Golf R as well. And it's very interesting because MotorTrend said that the very thing that made it the car of the year in 2015 is also the very thing that puts it in last place in driver's car of the year. And I find that totally believable. I mean, the Golf R is definitely one of the most comfy hatchbacks that I've ever been in. It's definitely the most luxurious one that I've ever been in. So it's fair to say that while Volkswagen decided to put out the Golf R for its performance category, it's really important that their main objective was to cater to a group of older folks who don't only care about pure performance, and they also care about comfort, they care about luxury. So these things that makes the Volkswagen Golf R a perfect car of the year makes it not so much a perfect driver's car of the year. They also said that the Golf R completely understeers, and the more gas you give it, the more it understeers. I completely believe that. It is a front-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system, and so it's something that you might imagine, even though the all-wheel drive kicks in, you're still going to be having understeer. Now there's one person in particular who's very talented, who's able to drift the Golf R, aka oversteer, and that's Chris Harris, so congrats to him. But I have tried to, and I don't think that I am able to get this car into a drift, so I'm just not talented in that way. I think that he was also driving the stick shift, which probably makes a difference, but when wintertime comes around, I'm sure I'll still have a lot of fun in the snow, so that's not something I'm really worried about. One other thing that I did want to mention is that congrats to the Mazda Miata for getting 3rd place. It's definitely an underdog. It probably had the least power out of any of the cars, but as we all know, the ND Miata, the new one, is just fantastic, and it's really beautiful in person, and at the same time, I've only heard good things about it. So congrats to Mazda for really taking the Mazda Miata back to its roots and creating a lighter sports car and something that's even more fun to drive with all the daily comforts that a new car comes with. So here's my question to you guys. What do you think about the Golf R coming in 9th place? Was it a surprise to you? I honestly thought that it would come in somewhere maybe 6th or 7th when I saw the lineup. I did not expect 9th place, which is actually 10th place, of course. But after reading through the magazine and seeing why the other cars were placed where they were, it certainly makes sense that the Golf R deserved to be last place. Does it make me upset at all? No, it really doesn't. I still love the car. It didn't really change my opinion about the car. And certainly as an all-around package, I don't think that the Volkswagen Golf R in its price range can really be beat. If you guys don't subscribe to MotorTrend, I definitely recommend it. I really love their magazine, and once in a while you can get $12 for 4-year subscription, and so just look out for that, and that's basically when I would subscribe to this magazine. It's definitely worth it. So the second thing that I want to talk about, in which case my opinion matters even less, is about Volkswagen Dieselgate. It's really unfortunate that Volkswagen was the first car company to get caught, because several days after the incident first occurred, it was found that Volkswagen wasn't the only car company to do this kind of stuff, which is manipulating ECUs in order to have lower emissions when being tested. But definitely a lot of the weight falls on Volkswagen, and actually the testing company was actually trying to help VW by proving how the diesels had better emissions, but in their independent testing they actually found that there was some manipulation occurring. So what's my opinion in all this? Am I worried that my Golf R is going to have a worse resale value? Do I think that Volkswagen is going to go under? Honestly, I think this is something that's just going to blow over. We'll always want something to talk about, and in this case, in recent car news, Volkswagen is definitely the car company to talk about. It's really sad because there are enthusiasts who stop me on the road now, and instead of asking about the car, they ask my opinion of the Volkswagen Dieselgate. And it just kind of draws attention away from what's really important, and that's how the cars are. Certainly, I'm not condoning what Volkswagen is doing, but at the same time, I'm not very surprised that they did something like that. It doesn't make it okay that they did that, but I just sort of wish that the general consumer and the public didn't just focus 100% of the attention on Volkswagen when this is something that not only Volkswagen does. Another thing is, I'm not really worried about the resale value of the Golf R. Honestly, when you buy a new car, you know that the car is going to depreciate and you're never going to be getting a good deal. That's why I always prefer to buy used cars myself. But if the Golf R depreciates in value more so than it would because of this whole fiasco, then so be it. It's part of paying to play. So what do you guys think about this whole Volkswagen Dieselgate issue? Do you think that it's something that's going to blow over? Do you think that they're really going to be hurt by it? I do value everyone's opinion in this whole thing, especially those who actually own the TDIs. I feel sorry for you guys, to be honest, because obviously this is not something that you could ever expect. It's really sad that Volkswagen is not letting its dealers do any business with any of the TDIs, including buybacks, including trade-ins, sales. Everything's just kind of at a halt right now. So especially for those of you who own TDIs, what's your opinion in all this? So that's about it for today. I just wanted to give my opinion about two things where my opinion really doesn't matter, but you guys asked for it, so there it is. I'm curious to hear your responses, so leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.